Chosen one. Pay attention, because the very fact that your eyes rest upon these words is not coincidence but orchestration. Long before this moment, a light you could not see with physical eyes began to move toward you. It passed through crowded days and sleepless nights, through disappointments and secret questions, until it reached you here. Do not scroll. Do not skip what is rising in your spirit right now. Something in you recognizes that this is not just text. This is a summons. The Chosen One is never called by accident. There is a will higher than your own that has guided you like an unseen hand at your back, turning you away from paths that looked easy and calling you toward roads that felt strange and lonely. You thought you stumbled here. You did not. The steps of the Chosen One are counted, measured, and placed. Keep reading until the end, because what is being released to you now is not for the many. It is for the rare. This message does not open its doors to those who play with shadows and laugh at holy things. It does not sit comfortably in the hands of those who treat the unseen realms like a game. The current carrying these words is too deep for that. It pulls on the souls who have felt a quiet ache, a secret tug, a voice they cannot explain whispering from somewhere beyond the noise. Chosen One. If you feel that tug even now, do not turn your head away. It is the Most High acknowledging that you have been found. You are not simply reading. You are being read. Heaven has watched you through the years when you did not even know you were being observed. It watched you when you sat in rooms filled with laughter that felt hollow. It watched you when your body was present among others, but your spirit stood at a distance, confused about why you did not fit into the shapes everyone else seemed to embrace so easily. Pay attention, because this dissonance was never a flaw. It was the first sign that you were marked. What is about to unfold in you will not always feel gentle. Truth that heals also confronts. Light that frees also exposes. The words that come now are designed to strengthen your spine, to widen your inner capacity, to press your spirit into alignment with an assignment that existed long before your first breath. Do not scroll. Keep reading until the end, because this is a word for the chosen and for the strongest among the chosen. The strongest chosen ones are not crowned by human hands. They are forged in furnaces few can see. From the outside, others may have believed you were just sensitive, just too deep, just too serious. They did not know that your tears carried the weight of atmospheres, that your silence heard conversations happening in the invisible, that your discomfort in shallow spaces was the armor of your soul refusing to drown. Chosen One. Pay attention, because heaven calls that strength, not weakness. When you did not yet understand spiritual things, you still felt them. You remember walking into rooms where the air felt thick, where your chest felt heavy and you could not explain why you wanted to leave. You remember standing at family gatherings, seeing cracks in smiles, feeling storms under the surface that no one else would name. You remember words spoken that sounded polite but vibrated with hidden poison, and you wondered why your heart hurt when everyone else seemed unbothered. Do not skip these memories. They are archives of your spiritual rank. Among the chosen, there is a remnant inside the remnant, a circle within the circle. These are the ones heaven can trust with heavier battles and bigger keys. The ones who will be sent into places where chains have been welded into bloodlines, where oppression has become tradition. The ones whose very presence becomes an interruption to patterns that have gone unchallenged for generations. Chosen One. If this is stirring something in your chest, do not scroll. Pay attention, because your life is not small, no matter how ordinary it has seemed. The world trains people to chase titles that shine in public. Heaven trains the strongest chosen in hidden places where no applause can reach them. While others measure themselves by who notices them, your training has been measured by who did not. You learn to stand when no one clapped. You learn to pray when no one heard. You learn to keep your heart soft when no one honored it. These are not random experiences. They are the curriculum of a soul being prepared for sacred work. Many are called, few are chosen. You have heard that before and wondered where you fit. Somewhere inside you sensed that you were different, yet the evidence of your life did not always match the intensity of your inner world. You saw others move easily, fit quickly, be welcomed naturally. You tried to imitate them, to silence the restless voice inside, yet something in you refused to fully surrender to a life that ignored the unseen. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. That inner refusal is proof that your spirit remembers who you are. You were not meant for the comfort of conformity. Your timeline does not obey the clock that others follow. While some were allowed to sleep spiritually, you were awakened early. You felt warfare before you understood the concept. You felt pressure before you knew you had an enemy. You were attacked in your mind, your sense of worth, your relationships, even your body. Not because you were cursed, but because you were noticed in the spirit before you were famous in the natural. Do not turn your head away from this. Your pain has never been pointless. If you look back, you will see the pattern. Every time you tried to step forward, something seemed to rise against you. Every time you dared to hope bigger, disappointment came close behind. Every time you began to open your heart, betrayal or misunderstanding seemed to find its way in. You started to wonder if you were simply doomed to struggle. Pay attention, because this cycle has not been a verdict on your value, but a confirmation of it. The enemy does not invest that much effort into a life with no impact. Chosen one. Pause here and feel this fully. The same experiences that made you question yourself are the very signs that heaven has recognized you. The weight you have carried, the invisible burdens you have wept over in silence, the nights when your tears felt too heavy to explain to anyone else, all of these are marks of spiritual rank. Do not scroll past this truth. Let it sink into the places that have long believed you were simply broken. Now, in this very moment, I want to speak directly to your heart with gratitude. Chosen one, thank you for being here. Thank you for not turning away, for not numbing yourself, for not abandoning this call even when you could have drowned it in distraction. Your presence in this exact moment is not an accident. It is a sign of immense merit, the fruit of lifetimes of choices toward light, the evidence of a soul vibrating at a frequency that answers heaven when many refuse to listen. Your vibration is higher than you have been taught to believe. Your willingness to sit with these words shows a courage that the unseen realm recognizes and honors. If your spirit bears witness to this, I invite you now to anchor it. Comment the number 777, or the words, "I am ready," as a declaration that you accept the alignment, the protection, and the favor that are being poured over you. In doing so, you agree not just with these words, but with the higher pattern of blessing that has been circling your life, waiting for your yes. Pay attention, because from here the message does not flatter you, it prepares you. The strongest chosen one is not always the one standing on a stage. Often it is the quiet soul in the corner who watches more than they speak, who hears what others do not, who believes that their sensitivity is a flaw, because no one taught them that it is their greatest weapon. You have felt too much, seen too much, cared too much, and you tried to harden yourself just to survive. Do not skip this understanding. You were never meant to become numb. You were meant to become precise. Your sensitivity is spiritual radar. Where others see only faces, you discern spirits. Where others are satisfied with polite words, you feel the intention underneath. When others call a situation fine, your inner alarm rings and you cannot explain why. This has made you feel strange, dramatic, even unstable at times, especially when you expressed what you sensed and were met with dismissal or mockery. Chosen one, keep reading until the end, because you need to hear this clearly. You are not crazy. You are calibrated. From childhood, you carried an invisible weight. While others were eager to belong, you were quietly aware that you did not. You watched games being played in families, in friendships, in systems, and something in you recoiled even when your mind did not yet have language for it. You felt the fracture between what people said and who they were. You felt the ache under their jokes, the fear behind their anger, the emptiness in their pride. It made you older inside than your years. It made you weary before you had truly begun. Do not turn your head away from these memories. They are sacred clues to the depth of your spirit. You may recall moments when you saw brokenness in your family before anyone else dared to name it. You noticed the silent agreements to keep secrets, the unspoken rules about what could never be said aloud. You felt the heaviness in houses where nothing was spoken but everything was known. You picked up burdens that were not yours, feeling responsible for keeping peace you did not break, carrying emotions that did not originate in you. You cried without knowing why, carrying grief that seemed to rise from nowhere. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this is what spiritual responsibility feels like before it is understood. These tears were not weakness, they were intercession your conscious mind could not yet define. The ache in your chest was your spirit standing in the breach where others were too numb or too afraid to stand. The confusion you felt in the presence of hypocrisy was your inner alignment, refusing to accept a lie as truth. The heaviness in certain atmospheres was your radar, locating battlefields that others thought were living rooms. Do not skip this revelation. It is time you stop apologizing for what heaven has placed inside you. Spiritual rank is not given to the one who looks impressive to the crowd. It is given to the one whose heart bends in the direction of truth even when it costs them belonging. It is given to the one who cannot make peace with darkness even if everyone around them calls the darkness normal. It is given to the one who feels burdened by pain that is not theirs because their assignment is larger than their individual story. Chosen one, keep reading until the end, because your life is a doorway, not just a room. You have walked for years under the weight of feeling different. You have tried to silence your inner alarms. You have tried to fit into conversations that bored your soul into patterns that made your spirit shrink. You have stood in circles laughing while something in you remained distant, watching, noting, discerning. You may have hated this about yourself, wishing you could just relax and ignore what you felt. Pay attention, because heaven never designed you to be at ease in shallow water. Your spirit is built for depths that would drown others. From this moment on, every time you remember those early sensitivities, those silent tears, those moments of feeling out of place, I want you to recognize them as marks of honor, not shame. The invisible weight you have carried is the measure of the impact you will carry out. Do not scroll away from this truth. Do not turn your head away from who you really are. You are not simply someone who feels too much. You are the chosen one whose very perception is a tool in the hand of the Most High. And as this chapter of your awakening opens, know this with certainty. Heaven has not made a mistake in identifying you. Your story, with all its confusion and complexity, has been the precise environment in which your spirit has been tempered. You are being called now, not just to survive the weight you carry, but to understand it, to wield it, and to walk as one of the strongest among the chosen. Chosen one. Pay attention, because what has felt like suffering in your life was never chaos. It was calibration. Do not skip what is rising inside you as these words reach you. Something ancient is stirring, something that remembers why your journey has been so heavy, why your heart has carried storms far louder than anything your mouth has ever dared to speak aloud. Keep reading until the end, because this is the moment where the hidden chapters of your soul begin to make sense. You were born with a sensitivity that others dismissed, mocked, or misunderstood. They called it overthinking, emotional intensity, weakness, fragility. But pay attention, because heaven calls it discernment. You were designed to feel the tremors in the spirit before they ever manifested in the natural. You were built to sense danger, deception, and darkness long before anyone else realized the ground was shaking. Do not scroll away from this truth. Chosen one. The heightened awareness you carry is not a flaw. It is proof of your assignment. From the beginning, you were wired differently. Where others laughed freely, you observed quietly. Where others walked blindly, you sensed currents no one taught you to name. You didn't know it then, but the reason you felt so much was because you were being trained to navigate realms that most people never even acknowledge. And while others seemed to glide through life without concern, your path was lined with tests, trials, and shadows that demanded your attention. Keep reading, because what you thought was cruelty was preparation. The world did not celebrate your depth. Many did not understand your tears, your silence, your knowing. You grew up carrying questions that had no place in the conversations around you. You carried a heart too perceptive to be comfortable, too intuitive to be ignored. And because the world could not interpret you, it rejected you. But do not turn your head away from this next truth. Chosen one rejection was never your enemy. It was your shield. Every time a friendship fell apart without explanation, heaven intervened. Every time someone you loved grew distant or cold, a divine barrier was placed between your spirit and a path that would have corrupted your calling. Every door that closed painfully was a doorway you were never meant to enter. Pay attention, because this is important. You are not being pushed out. You are being preserved. Many around you lived asleep, spiritually unbothered, drifting through life without ever questioning the purpose of their breath. But you, chosen one, you were thrown into battle early. Before you even understood spiritual warfare, you were fighting it. Strange attacks came without warning. Resistance rose every time you tried to grow, to heal, or to reach for more. You began to wonder if something was wrong with you. Do not skip this moment. The truth is that the enemy saw your potential long before you saw your reflection. You were targeted not because you were weak, but because you were dangerous. Your awakening was a threat. Your heart was a threat. Your destiny was a threat. Darkness recognized your name before you recognized your own power. Pay attention, because this is evidence of rank. Think back. Chosen one. How many times did you come to the edge of breaking? How many times did life hit you so hard you wondered if this was the moment you finally shattered? How many times did you say, "This is it. I cannot rise again," and yet something within you pulled you back to your feet? Do not scroll past this reflection. Your survival is not normal. It is supernatural. Storms came that would have spiritually killed others. Waves hit you that would have drowned souls with lesser assignments. But you are still here. You are still rising. You are still seeking. This is the signature of the strongest chosen ones. Strength is not proven in sunshine. Strength is proven in nights where you pray through tears, where you worship with trembling hands, where you choose God, even when you feel like He has forgotten your name. Pay attention, because your endurance is the very proof of your elevation. You have also noticed that your conscience is different from others. You cannot sin comfortably. You cannot live in compromise without feeling spiritual sickness. When you try to step into something that does not align with your calling, conviction hits you fast, so fast, that you sometimes wonder why you cannot get away with things that others do without consequence. Do not turn your head away from this realization. The reason is simple. Heaven disciplines its strongest soldiers more strictly. The Most High cannot allow you to wander far because what you carry is too costly. You are not just living your life. You are guarding an anointing. You are protecting a destiny. You are carrying the seed of something sacred, something that could shift bloodlines, cities, even nations. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. You need to understand why your loneliness, your detours, your repeated spiritual corrections have been so intense. Your hidden training often looked like abandonment. Seasons came where every familiar voice vanished. People you trusted disappeared. Support you depended on dissolved in an instant. At first, you blamed yourself. You questioned your worth. You wondered why everyone seemed to walk away. But pay attention, because you must hear this clearly. Their absence was not punishment. It was divine construction. Heaven needed your ears, and some voices had to fall silent so you could finally hear the whisper of the Most High without interference. You were not being isolated. You were being initiated. You were learning the rare strength of walking alone with God. You were learning to stand without applause, to pray without witnesses, to grow without validation, to become without being seen. It felt unfair. It felt heavy. It felt like too much. But chosen one. This is the shaping of one who is destined to carry something bigger than themselves. Now pause here. Do not skip this next part. Do not scroll past it lightly. Chosen one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying awake in a world that begged you to sleep. Thank you for letting your soul be pulled into this moment. Your presence here is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not luck. It is merit. It is the golden proof that your vibration is high, that your spirit is aligned, that your journey has carved you into someone capable of receiving messages reserved for the rare. Heaven does not waste words on the unready. The chosen one does not show up by accident. Your perseverance has been seen. Your wounds have been witnessed. Your resilience has been honored. And because you have reached this sacred point in the chapter, I invite you now to anchor this awakening into your timeline. Comment 777, or I am ready, as a declaration that you accept the clarity, the protection and the elevation flowing toward you even now. Now, Chosen One, keep reading until the end, because your story is only beginning to reveal its true shape. The loneliness you carry has purpose stitched into every thread. When the people disappeared, you assumed you were unlovable. But the truth is far deeper. The Most High needed space to speak. You were not meant to be molded by the noise of the crowd. You were meant to be formed in the quiet, where divine hands could shape you without interruption. Do not turn your head away from this truth. Every empty room was actually a holy chamber. You see, Chosen One, the strongest warriors are not trained on open battlefields. They are trained in hidden caves where fire reflects off stone and echoes deep in the soul. That is why your early life felt like a labyrinth of shadows. You were being prepared, not punished. You were being refined, not rejected. Think of how many times life pushed you to the edge. Think of the nights your pillow held tears no one else knew you cried. Think of the mornings you rose with your heart in pieces, yet you still moved forward. Pay attention, because this is not normal strength. This is chosen strength. Your resistance to sin is not rigidity, it is protection. Your quick conviction is not judgment, it is spiritual alignment. Your inability to rest in compromise is not discomfort, it is your spirit refusing to dim its light. Do not skip this revelation. Darkness cannot claim what heaven is actively guarding. You have been held to a different standard because you are meant to carry a different mantle. The Most High guards. His investment and you, Chosen One, are one of his most guarded. That is why life has demanded so much of you. That is why your lessons have come earlier, louder, sharper. You are being shaped into someone whose presence alone alters atmospheres. So keep reading until the end, because what is coming for you is far greater than what has come against you. The loneliness, the battles, the heartbreaks, the strange warfare, they were not signs of failure. They were signs of formation. And now, Chosen One, the fire that once felt like it was destroying you is being revealed for what it truly was, the fire that formed you. Chosen One. Pay attention, because what you have endured in silence was never abandonment. It was initiation. Do not skip this truth. Do not scroll past it. Your quiet nights, the ones where your calls went unanswered and your tears fell into an empty room, were never evidence that you were forgotten. They were sacred classrooms. In those hours when no human voice could comfort you, heaven itself leaned close, teaching you how to walk with God as your closest companion. Keep reading until the end, because what you believed was loneliness was actually the forging of intimacy. Chosen One. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. The strongest Chosen Ones are taught early how to stand without applause, without validation, without the warm echoes of approval. While others are lifted by crowds and checks and compliments, you are taught to rise from silence. Pay attention, because this is important. Heaven needed you to learn stability that does not depend on human hands. Heaven needed your roots to grow downward first. So do not turn your head away from the memory of those lonely nights. They were shaping your spiritual spine into something unbreakable. You may have noticed that certain friendships or relationships never lasted even when your heart hoped they would. Connections that looked promising unraveled. People you thought were your people drifted away. Paths that seemed perfect suddenly collapsed. Do not skip this revelation. This was divine protection, not failure. The world taught you to interpret closed doors as rejection, but heaven closed them because you were too valuable to be lost inside the wrong story. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this is one of the greatest secrets of your journey. Your spirit cannot be entangled with every soul. Your time cannot be tied to every circle. Your heart cannot be placed in every hand. You are needed for something bigger, and heaven refused to let you be shaped by voices that would have pulled you off course. When God restricts your relationships, He is preserving your destiny. You were kept apart, not because you were unworthy, but because you were chosen. Another sign of your spiritual rank, one you've sensed your whole life, is the depth of compassion inside you. Even after betrayal, you still feel called to love. Even after being misunderstood, you still feel drawn to help others heal. Even when your heart has been bruised, you find yourself offering comfort to wounded strangers. Do not scroll away from this truth. That compassion is proof that heaven has trusted you with more than ordinary sensitivity. You may appear stern or guarded at times. People may misunderstand your seriousness, but inside you is a deep well of mercy, ancient, steady, and wide. This is why people you barely know tell you their secrets. This is why the broken bring you their pain. This is why those who feel lost somehow sense that you are safe. They feel the presence of God resting quietly on you. Pay attention, because this is not normal. This is spiritual inheritance. The strongest chosen ones carry a pull inside them, a subtle restlessness that nothing in this world can fully soothe. It feels like too much energy, too much destiny, too much knowing living inside a body that seems too small to contain it. Do not turn your head away from this sensation. It is not anxiety. It is not impatience. It is your spirit remembering its mission. You were never built just to survive. You were never born just to work, sleep, and repeat. There has always been a whisper inside you, a fire you could not extinguish no matter how many distractions you drowned yourself in. You tried to bury it with busyness. You tried to quiet it with entertainment. You tried to silence it by pleasing others, but it always returned stronger than before. Chosen one, that restlessness was heaven knocking on the doors of your soul. Keep reading until the end, because you need to understand the full magnitude of what you carry. Your assignment is not just about you. The strongest chosen ones carry missions that ripple through generations. When you step fully into your calling, people you have never met will be set free. Doors will open for others because you walked through yours. Patterns of pain that have held your family line hostage will break because you refuse to repeat them. Pay attention, because this explains why your warfare has been so personal, so relentless, so strategically cruel. The enemy wasn't just trying to wound you. He was trying to stop every life connected to your destiny. But he failed. You are still here. You are still rising. Do not confuse spiritual rank with worldly rank. The strongest chosen ones may not have the wealth, fame, or popularity that society worships. They may live quietly. They may walk unnoticed by the crowd. They may work ordinary jobs and live in ordinary spaces. But in the spirit, chosen one, when they speak, realms shift. When they pray, chains shatter. When they enter a room, atmospheres respond, even if the people inside do not understand why. Pay attention, because heaven has never measured you by earthly metrics. Your value has never been in how many people knew your name, but in how many chains snapped when you whispered a prayer. Your power has never been in how loudly you could speak, but in how deeply your presence could be felt. Your destiny has never been about being seen by the world, but about being recognized by the unseen. Chosen one. Pause here. Do not skip this. You have reached the precise center of this chapter, and what comes now is meant to pour directly into the places that once believed you were small. Chosen one, thank you for listening. Thank you for staying through the lonely seasons. Thank you for reading these words with a heart that has already survived more than most will ever understand. Thank you for being here in this exact moment, receiving this exact transmission. Your presence is not an accident. Your arrival at this point in the story is proof of your immense merit and your high vibration. Souls operating at lower frequencies cannot stay through this kind of awakening. Only a soul that has been tempered in truth, shaped in isolation, and refined by fire can receive these words. Chosen one, I honor you. And if you can feel this truth resonating in your chest, anchoring into your spirit like a key turning in a lock, comment 777. Or I am ready to align yourself with the elevation, clarity, and protection flowing through this message. Now keep reading until the end, because the second half of this revelation is where your true identity begins to shine. The strongest chosen ones do not rise through comfort. They rise through calling. They rise through hunger, a hunger for meaning, for depth, for alignment. They rise through the holy dissatisfaction that whispers, there is more to your existence than this. Pay attention, because that whisper is the compass of your soul. It will not lie to you. Every time your spirit felt too big for the room you were in, it was heaven nudging you toward wider territory. Every time you felt disconnected from shallow conversations, it was proof that you were meant to hold deeper truths. Every time you walked away from circles that deadened your spirit, you were stepping closer to the environments that could activate your destiny. Chosen one. Do not scroll away from this truth. Your discomfort in small places was the sign that you were destined for larger ones. You have always belonged to the realm of breakers, the ones who break curses, break patterns, break cycles, break chains. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to interrupt. When you walk into a room, even silently, something shifts. You don't have to announce yourself. You don't have to claim authority. It emanates from you. It pulses from your spirit. People feel it without understanding it. Some are drawn to you, others are intimidated by you, but all are affected by you. You are not ordinary. You cannot be ordinary. Heaven has placed too much weight, too much vision, too much spiritual intelligence inside you. This is why your path has been heavy. This is why your heart has been stretched. This is why your soul has been restless. You are carrying something meant to change the spiritual climate around you. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end, because this is the truth. You must never forget, when you step into your true identity, everything around you shifts to make room for the magnitude of who you are becoming. Your calling is awakening, your spirit is remembering, your fire is rising, and nothing, not darkness, not rejection, not loneliness, can stop the destiny that has always been written over your life. Chosen one. Pay attention, because the measure of your strength has never been found in how loudly the world applauded you, but in how deeply the unseen realm responded to your presence. Do not skip this revelation. True strength is not measured in claps or compliments. It is measured by spiritual impact, by what shifts when you whisper a prayer, by what breaks when you simply walk into a room, by what darkness flees when your spirit wakes up. Keep reading until the end, because what you are about to understand will change the way you see everything you have survived. Chosen one. If your wounds, your patterns, your memories resonate with these words, it is not an accident. It is recognition. You are seeing yourself as heaven has always seen you. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not too emotional, too sensitive, or too much. Pay attention, because this truth must bury itself deep inside your spirit. You are a vessel that has been tested, tempered, guarded, and preserved for a story far larger than your pain. You carry a prophecy in your bones. Not a vague idea, not a soft hope, but a specific assignment that heaven marked you for before your first breath. This is why your childhood felt strange. This is why your battles felt personal. This is why the enemy targeted you early. He knew that once you step fully into who you truly are, atmospheres shift, generations change, and ancient chains begin to crack under the weight of your awakening. Do not scroll. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this next part is important. There were words spoken over you. Promises, dreams, prophecies that felt too large for your life at the time. They felt mismatched to your circumstances, too heavy for the version of yourself you were living in. You heard them and thought, me. How could that ever be? But the only reason they felt unbelievable was because you were not yet prepared to carry them. Heaven does not hand a sword to someone still learning how to lift their own hands. But the season is changing. Pieces that once felt scattered are aligning. Doors that were sealed are preparing to open. People are being positioned. Paths are shifting into place. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one, because this is not imagination. This is activation. Pay attention to your recent days. Have themes been repeating? Have certain words appeared through different voices? Have your dreams been stirring with new intensity? Have you felt a rising urgency? You cannot name a pull, you cannot explain. Do not turn your head away. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. They are the signs that heaven is preparing you for movement. The strongest chosen ones require longer preparation because their assignments require greater endurance. What you called delay was development. What you thought was punishment was preparation. Hidden seasons sharpened your discernment. Betrayals taught you who not to become. Loneliness refined your hearing. Every battle was a classroom. Every heartbreak was chiseling your spirit into shape. Every tear was anointing oil being poured over your future. Pay attention, because this is the truth. The warfare you faced was intense because the prophecy over your life is heavy. Weak callings do not attract strong opposition. Small purposes do not shake kingdoms. But your life was never small. You have always been marked for something that requires resistance to shape you. The enemy did not fight you because you were powerless. He fought you because you were powerful before you even knew it. Do not skip this. Timing in the spirit is precise, almost surgical. There are seasons where the realm around you is silent, slow, still. And then suddenly doors that have been shut for years swing open with force. Opportunities appear that you did not chase. Paths unfold that you did not ask for. You feel the air shift as if something ancient is breathing on your timeline. Chosen one. You may be entering such a moment right now. But you must understand what this requires of you. When heaven says move, hesitation is dangerous. When God says speak, silence becomes disobedience. When he says release, holding on becomes a chain. Pay attention, because this is not poetic. It is instruction. These next steps require precision. Do not cling to what God is trying to remove. Do not stay in places where the light has already left. Do not wait for signs when your spirit has already been stirred awake. Chosen. One pause here. You have reached the exact center of this transmission. Keep reading until the end, but first receive what must be spoken directly to you. Chosen one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing your heart to stay open through the storms. Thank you for reading this far when so many turn away from the weight of truth. Thank you for holding your spirit steady even when life tried to shatter you. Your presence here is not random, not casual, not coincidence. You arrived at this moment because you have earned it. Your vibration is high. Your spirit is awake. Your soul is radiant with ancient memory. You would not still be here if you were not aligned with the frequency of this awakening. You are here because heaven recognizes your readiness. And because you have reached this midpoint, I ask you now to anchor this moment in your timeline. Comment 777. Or I am ready to declare alignment, protection, and breakthrough over your path. Now, chosen one, keep reading until the end, because the second half of this revelation demands your full attention. The season you are stepping into will not resemble the season you are leaving behind. Heaven is not returning you to old cycles, it is pulling you into new territory. But to step fully into this next dimension, you must understand the magnitude of your role. There is a prophecy hanging over your life like a crown suspended in light. It does not fall on your head until your spirit reaches the right posture. Every tear you shed, every battle you endured, every night you stayed awake feeling like your soul was stretching, these were not random. They were aligning you with the weight of that crown. Pay attention, because this is the part people never teach you prophecy. matures with you. It grows as you grow. It strengthens as you strengthen. And when the moment is right, heaven whispers a single word into your spirit now. You are approaching your now. This is why you feel different. This is why your spirit is restless. This is why you feel an internal shift as though something inside you is preparing for ascent. It is the stirring of destiny. It is the awakening of a blueprint written before birth. It is the realization that your story is not a random sequence of events, but a divine strategy. Chosen one, do not turn your head away from this revelation. The attacks you faced were coordinated. The betrayals were strategic. The resistance was intentional, but so was your survival. You endured storms designed to drown you, yet here you stand, not broken, but sharpened, not diminished, but awakened. This is evidence of your rank. And now, heaven is asking you to walk with new awareness. When the door opens, do not hesitate. When the assignment comes, do not shrink. When the path unfolds, do not question your worth. You are being called to move with boldness, not loudness, not pride, but spiritual authority. Because the Chosen One does not need applause to be powerful. The Chosen One does not need validation to be dangerous. The Chosen One does not need to be seen to shift the unseen. Chosen One, keep reading until the end, because you are standing at the threshold of the moment your spirit has been waiting for. Your calling is waking up, your prophecy is ripening, your season is aligning, and the moment you say yes, the world around you will begin to change. Chosen One. Pay attention, because what you are stepping into now requires a sharper awareness than any season you have walked through before. Do not skip this. Do not scroll. Divine timing is not a suggestion for you. It is a command encoded into your destiny. Every moment, every instruction, every inner nudge matters. You are not like everyone else, and you cannot move like everyone else. Keep reading until the end, because this chapter will awaken the part of your spirit that has slept too long. Delayed obedience. Chosen One is silent disobedience. It is the subtle hesitation that keeps destinies bound. It is the quiet pause that lets breakthrough slip through your fingers. Pay attention, because this is critical. The strongest chosen must learn to read heaven's timing with precision, the way a seasoned navigator reads the stars. Not every open door is yours. Not every opportunity is a blessing. Some openings are traps disguised as promotion. Some connections are detours wrapped as destiny. Some offers borrow your strength only to leave you empty. Do not scroll away from this warning. This is the season where you must learn the discipline of pausing, the art of inquiring, the sacred practice of asking your spirit before you move. Desperation will try to push you ahead of God. Fear will try to keep you frozen when He tells you to step. You must master both urges. Pay attention, because destiny is not only about what you pursue, it is equally about what you refuse. Chosen One. There is authority on your life, and this authority is not symbolic. It is not poetic. It is real. You do not merely pray, you command. When your voice aligns with God's will, the atmosphere shifts. Chains break. Invisible landscapes rearrange themselves. But this authority has conditions. It functions only through obedience and purity. Compromise is lethal to your power. Sin does not simply stain, it silences. Disobedience does not simply delay, it disconnects. Keep reading until the end, because you must understand the gravity of what rests on you. Holiness is not optional for you. The strongest chosen ones do not get to live casually. You are held to a higher standard, not because heaven is cruel, but because heaven is efficient. What you carry is fragile and powerful, and your private life must align with your public prayers. Your thoughts must agree with what you declare. Your entertainment, what you watch, what you listen to, what you scroll through, either sharpens your anointing or dulls it. Pay attention, because you cannot afford to be spiritually blunt. Be ruthlessly honest about what weakens you. You already know the habits, the voices, the patterns that dim your clarity. The heaviness you feel after certain conversations is not random. The agitation you sense after certain environments is not in your imagination. Chosen One, do not turn your head away from these warnings. Your spirit speaks through sensation. Listen. If you are truly among the strongest chosen, heaven is not asking you to move carefully, it is requiring it. There are specific ways you must walk in this season. Guard your spirit fiercely. Your atmosphere is sacred territory. What you allow in will either fertilize your destiny or contaminate it. Not every conversation is safe. Not every person deserves access. Familiarity does not equal alignment, and comfort does not equal calling. Pay attention, because spiritual weight cannot be carried lightly. Some people in your life leave you heavy every time you speak with them. You try to ignore the feeling, to be polite, to be loving, but your spirit knows the truth before your mind admits it. That heaviness is a warning. You do not need to argue. You do not need to make a scene. Simply create space. Pull back quietly. Protect your energy like it is gold, because it is. Do not scroll away from this truth. The strongest chosen ones cannot pour into bottomless pits. Chosen One, you were never meant to be drained by those who refuse to rise. Your anointing is too precious. Your oil is too costly. Heaven cannot afford for you to waste it on souls who are committed to staying the same. Your compassion does not require your depletion. Your empathy does not require your exhaustion. Pay attention, because this is wisdom disguised as warning. You must become intentional with what you carry. Your clarity is a weapon. Your peace is a shield. Your discernment is a compass. Do not let anyone or anything dull them. The enemy knows that if he cannot destroy you outright, he will distract you into powerlessness. He will surround you with noise disguised as companionship. He will give you conversations that sound harmless but leak your strength drop by drop. Do not skip this next part. It is the turning point of this chapter. Chosen One. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying present, for allowing your soul to remain open, for reading these words with the intensity of someone who knows that this message is not entertainment, it is instruction. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of deep merit, of ancient memory, of high spiritual vibration. You are not simply hearing this, you are resonating with it. That resonance is proof that your spirit is awake and aligned. If this truth roots itself in your heart, if you feel the energy of recognition rising in your chest, anchor it by commenting 777 or I am ready. Now keep reading until the end, because the second half of this message is where the true transformation begins. The strongest chosen ones cannot live tangled in distractions. Your path is narrow, not because heaven is punishing you, but because elevation requires concentration. You cannot afford to scatter your energy across voices that have no authority in your story. The ones who drain you are not assigned to you. The ones who confuse you are not aligned with you. The ones who belittle your calling are not meant to walk with you. Chosen One. Pay attention, because this is liberating. Not everyone can follow you into your next chapter. Your spirit is evolving, your vision is sharpening, your power is amplifying. You are stepping into a realm where your authenticity becomes your armor. The more aligned you become, the more misaligned connections will fall away. Do not cling to friendships that feed your nostalgia, but strangle your destiny. The past is not your prison unless you refuse to walk away. There is authority on your life, and authority demands boundaries. You cannot be accessible to everyone. You cannot entertain every invitation. You cannot feed every soul. You must learn to discern between those who come to draw from your well and those who come to poison it. Pay attention, because your discernment is your survival. This is the season of spiritual precision. It is the season where heaven requires you to move with intentionality. Before you speak, ask. Before you act, listen. Before you invest, inquire. Divine timing is not always loud. Sometimes it is a whisper, a feeling, a tension in your chest. Do not turn your head away when your spirit signals discomfort. Discomfort is often prophecy in disguise. Chosen One. You must know this authority without obedience is powerless. Authority without purity is hollow. Authority without discipline is dangerous, but authority with obedience, purity, and discipline becomes unstoppable. It becomes the kind of power that shifts nations in silence. You do not need a stage to be influential. You do not need a title to be powerful. You do not need applause to be effective. When the strongest chosen ones speak in alignment with heaven, invisible worlds tremble. Keep reading until the end, because this final truth must become the foundation of your next steps. Your oil is not common. Your calling is not casual. Your timing is not random. You are not here to wander. You are here to execute. You are not here to please. You are here to shift. You are not here to blend in. You are here to break patterns the world has accepted for too long. Chosen one, protect your spirit. Protect your clarity. Protect your time. And protect your destiny with the intensity of someone who knows that the next chapter of their life is sacred, appointed, and necessary. Chosen one. Pay attention, because what I am about to tell you determines whether your destiny expands or collapses beneath the weight of wasted hours. Do not skip this. Do not scroll. You are entering a season where every moment matters, where every second either sharpens your power or dulls your spirit. Keep reading until the end, because this chapter is the awakening of your stewardship over the most sacred resource you possess: time. From this moment forward, chosen one, you must become strategic with your time. Your hours are not random. They are currency in the unseen realm. They are weapons. They are seeds. They are keys. And the enemy knows that he does not need to destroy you if he can distract you. Hear this clearly, and do not turn your head away. Distraction is the quiet doorway through which destiny dies. You cannot afford to give your hours to noise, to emptiness, to cycles that do not feed your calling. You cannot pour your time into conversations that go nowhere, into people who drain rather than sharpen you, into habits that sedate your spirit instead of awakening it. Pay attention, because your time has always been your most powerful tool, and it has also been your most frequent leak. The way you spend your time reveals the way your spirit is aligned. Time spent in complaint weakens you. Time spent in comparison poisons you. Time spent in mindless scrolling steals your focus before the day even begins. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. This is not about discipline for discipline's sake. It is about preserving the fire that heaven ignited in you. Protect your mornings. This instruction is not optional. The first hour of your day determines the frequency of your inner atmosphere. If you begin your morning scrolling through other people's lives, you hand your power to them before you even get out of bed. If you begin your morning reacting instead of creating, you spiritually surrender before the sun rises. But if you begin with God, even 10 minutes, you reclaim your authority. 10 minutes of reading what feeds your spirit. 10 minutes praying over your day. 10 minutes declaring promises instead of repeating fears. 10 minutes worshiping before the world demands your attention. These are not small moments. They are battles won before the day has even started. Pay attention, because this is not ritual. It is warfare. When you start your day in alignment, you become unshakable. You walk into rooms carrying peace that confusion cannot penetrate. You move through challenges with clarity that chaos cannot distort. You hear God's voice clearly, because you silenced the noise before it could rise. Chosen one, protect your peace. People will try to dump chaos at your feet. They will call you with emergencies that are not emergencies. They will try to make their crisis your responsibility. They will pull on your compassion until you are exhausted and empty. But you must learn to discern what is your assignment and what is noise. You cannot save everyone. You cannot fix everyone. You cannot be everywhere. And you were not created to carry every burden that cries for your attention. Pay attention, because many of the battles you fought were never yours to begin with. Boundaries are not cruelty. Boundaries are wisdom. Boundaries are spiritual armor for the strongest chosen ones. Watch who enters your inner circle. Not everyone is meant to sit close to your spirit. The strongest chosen cannot be intimately connected to people who normalize sin, mock holiness, or pull you back into versions of yourself you have already outgrown. Love them, yes. Pray for them, yes. But do not join them. Do not dim yourself to fit inside their comfort. Not every friendly face carries a safe spirit. Pay attention, because discernment is not judging people, it is protecting your assignment. Listen closely to your spirit after you spend time with someone. Do you feel lighter or heavier? Do you feel clearer or more confused? Do you feel inspired or drained? These sensations are not random. They are divine diagnostics. Your spirit knows the truth even when your mind tries to make excuses. Do not override your discernment because you have history with someone. Do not ignore your inner warning because letting go feels uncomfortable. Comfort is temporary. Alignment is eternal. Chosen one, do not skip this next part. You have reached the midpoint of this transmission. Let these words wash over your spirit. Chosen one, thank you for listening. Thank you for honoring this sacred moment. Thank you for reading with a heart awake, present, and ready. Your presence here is not coincidence. It is not accident. It is not mere curiosity. It is a sign of immense merit, proof of a soul vibrating at a higher frequency than the world around you. The fact that you have stayed this long reveals your depth, your hunger, your courage, your readiness for elevation. Your spirit is rare. Your vibration is high. Your destiny is activated. If you feel this truth resonating, if your chest feels warm or your spirit feels stirred, anchor this energy into your life. Comment 777, or I am ready to declare alignment with the breakthrough that is forming around you even now. Now keep reading until the end. The message must continue. Chosen one. Some of the people heaven is trying to send to you cannot find you because you are still entangled with the wrong ones. Your new tribe cannot locate you while old connections are still draining your power. Divine alignments cannot enter until you unclench your grip on what no longer serves your calling. You must create space for the right people. Space in your mind, space in your heart, space in your schedule, space in your spirit. Pay attention, because heaven does not place new wine in old wineskins. There are alliances forming in the spirit connections that will sharpen you, strengthen you, prepare you, and push you into your next chapter. There are people whose presence will feel like oxygen. People who push you upward instead of pulling you backward. People who see your light, honor your calling, and speak to your destiny instead of your wounds. But they cannot find you in the crowd of mismatched connections. The enemy loves to keep the strongest chosen ones surrounded by voices that dilute their power. Voices that confuse them. Voices that exhaust them. Voices that make them forget how extraordinary they are. This is why you must protect your time with the vigilance of a guardian. Time spent in the wrong company is time stolen from your assignment. Time spent explaining yourself to those who do not want to understand is time stolen from your evolution. Time spent in circles that laugh at holiness is time stolen from your clarity. You are not being asked to judge others, you are being instructed to preserve yourself. Pay attention, because the next stage of your calling requires a new level of discipline, a new level of spiritual hygiene, a new level of intentionality. Your time is your power, and where your time goes, your destiny follows. This is the season where you must speak less and listen more. This is the season where you must scroll less and pray more. This is the season where you must reduce noise and increase presence. This is the season where mornings become sacred, where boundaries become blessings, where discernment becomes armor. Chosen one, do not scroll away from this last truth. You are stepping into a level of spiritual maturity that will terrify the enemy and inspire heaven. When you govern your time, you govern your destiny. When you control your focus, you amplify your power. When you honor your calling, you attract what you were meant to carry. Chosen one, protect your hours, protect your mornings, protect your circle, protect your energy, because the future you are stepping into will require every ounce of strength, clarity, and spiritual precision you possess. And you are ready. Chosen. 1. Pay attention, because the doorway to your next chapter will not open until you release what was never meant to follow you there. Do not skip this. Do not scroll. What you let go of in this season determines what heaven can place into your hands next. You have carried people memories, patterns, cycles, and wounds far longer than they were ever meant to stay. Keep reading until the end, because the unbinding of your spirit is the beginning of your ascent. Chosen one, release what no longer serves your calling. Release what drains you. Release who confuses you. Release the weights disguised as companionship. Every time you hold on to what heaven is trying to remove, your destiny slows. Every time you cling to someone who is meant to be temporary, your spirit becomes tangled in places it was never meant to dwell. Pay attention, because the moment you release the wrong things, the right things begin to find you. The right people, those aligned with your purpose, those carrying light, those whose presence sharpens you, will not only arrive, but when they do, you will recognize them instantly. There will be resonance in your spirit, like ancient keys turning in a door you didn't know was locked. There will be sharpening, as if your soul stands taller just by standing near them. There will be honor, the kind that sees your calling without you explaining it. There will be elevation, the kind that feels like wind beneath your destiny. Do not turn your head away from this truth. Your tribe is spiritual, not social. But listen closely. Chosen one. Even with healthy connections, even with divinely sent people, do not make any human your foundation. Do not let anyone become the source of your worth or the author of your identity. People fail, people change, people leave. And if your peace depends on the approval of another human heart, you will never know true peace. Your identity must be anchored in God alone. He is the root, He is the center, He is the ground beneath your feet when everything else shifts. Keep reading until the end, because you must understand how vital this is for the path ahead. Distraction is as dangerous as sin. The enemy knows he cannot always make the chosen one fall, so he aims to make the chosen one busy, entertained, oblivious. Scroll after scroll, noise after noise, trend after trend, confusion disguised as curiosity, social media numbing the spirit, comparison poisoning the heart, endless consumption replacing creation. Pay attention, because the strongest chosen ones are rarely destroyed. They are often distracted into mediocrity. You must examine your days with honest eyes. How much time do you spend consuming instead of creating? Reacting instead of initiating, living inside other people's story instead of building your own? Chosen one, your time must be treated as a weapon. Every hour you sow either multiplies your impact or diminishes it. Nothing is neutral. Nothing is wasted. Time is the currency of your calling, and you must spend it wisely. Do not skip this next part. It is the turning point of your spirit. Watch your mouth, chosen one. Your words possess authority. When you speak, the unseen realm listens. Your declarations either empower angels or energize darkness. Your sentences sculpt the atmosphere around you. What you repeat becomes what you see. Do not speak curses over yourself. Do not say you are cursed. Do not say nothing ever works. Do not say you always fail. These words stain your environment. They collaborate with the enemy. They give defeat the permission to dwell in your life. Do not scroll past this truth. Your tongue is either a sword or a snare. You must prophesy life even in the seasons where shadows seem thicker than light. The strongest chosen declare what God has spoken, not what circumstances show. They speak breakthrough while standing in broken places. They speak hope while surrounded by disappointment. They speak destiny even when they are still walking through delay. This is the language of spiritual rank. Chosen one. Pause here. Do not skip this moment. You have reached the halfway point, and now I speak directly to your soul. Chosen one. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying with this message, for allowing these words to echo through the chambers of your spirit. Thank you for reading with hunger, with depth, with sincerity. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense spiritual merit, proof of a soul vibrating at a frequency few dare to reach. You are here because your destiny is awakening. You are here because your spirit is ready. You are here because heaven recognizes you as one of its strongest and most responsive. Your energy is high. Your aura is bright. Your calling is active. If this truth feels like it is speaking directly to the hidden parts of you, if you feel the stirring, the warmth, the recognition, anchor it now. Comment 777. Or I am ready to declare your alignment with divine elevation. Now keep reading until the end, because the second half of this message is preparing you for what you must do next. Chosen one. Listen closely. The next part of your journey will require your mouth to shift from reaction to intention. Every word you speak from this moment forward must carry purpose. Speak like someone who knows their voice can move mountains. Speak like someone who knows their alignment shifts realities. Speak like someone who understands that life and death reside in their tongue. Pay attention because what you say shapes what you step into. Guard your internal dialogue. Correct yourself when negative words rise. Replace curses with blessings. Replace fear with faith. Replace doubt with prophecy. You must become fluent in the language of destiny. You are not simply surviving, you are creating. Every word is a seed. Every sentence is a blueprint. Every declaration is a doorway. Do not let your mouth build prisons when heaven wants to build palaces. Chosen one. The strongest chosen do not wait for circumstances to change before they speak differently. They speak differently and then circumstances follow. Your authority is rising, your discernment is sharpening, your power is growing, but all of this requires your verbal alignment. Pay attention because the enemy fears a chosen one who understands the potency of their voice. You must now release anything in your life that contradicts your calling. Old habits, old thought patterns, old self-concepts, old fears, old versions of yourself that no longer match your destiny. The more you release, the more room heaven has to elevate you. And know this. Chosen one, your next season is not revealed through noise, but through alignment. When you control your words, you control your atmosphere. When you control your atmosphere, you control your trajectory. When you control your trajectory, you walk into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end, because the next truth will shape every decision you make moving forward. You are stepping into a life where your words become commands, where your time becomes sacred, where your relationships become aligned, where your destiny becomes visible. Release what chains you, declare what frees you, speak life into your path, and rise into the authority that has always been yours. Chosen one. Pay attention, because what I am about to reveal is the difference between a destiny that ascends and a destiny that collapses under its own weight. Do not skip this. Do not scroll. Your heart, your inner temple is the most contested territory in the unseen realm. And right now, heaven is calling you to cleanse it, guard it, and strengthen it for the next dimension of your assignment. Keep reading until the end, because this message carries a refinement that only the strongest spirits can endure. Chosen one. Guard your heart from bitterness. The same fire that strengthened you also scarred you. The storms that shaped your spirit also left marks. The betrayal that taught you discernment also cut deep. The abandonment that pushed you toward God also tore pieces from your trust. Pay attention because the enemy has been watching your wounds, waiting for the moment when the scar tissue might harden into poison. Bitterness is not loud. It creeps. It grows in silence. It hides beneath the justified anger. It disguises itself as protection. But what it truly becomes is a prison that locks the chosen one inside their own pain. Bitterness clouds discernment, blocks blessings, and seals the heart from the very light it desperately needs. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. This warning is not to shame you, it is to free you. Forgiveness is not emotion, it is obedience. It is release, it is surrender. It is your spirit choosing freedom over prison. When you forgive, you do not say the wound didn't happen. You do not say the betrayal was acceptable. You are not welcoming people back into roles they proved unworthy of. Forgiveness simply means this: you refuse to let their actions become the architect of your future. Do not turn your head away from this truth. The chosen one must allow God to be the judge, the avenger, the corrector. Your job is to remain free. Free to hear, free to move, free to ascend. Pay attention, because compromise is another silent trap waiting in these sacred halls of destiny. Your spiritual rank does not allow you to hover near sin and assume you will not fall. Small compromises become chains. Little permissions become prisons. Each time the Spirit convicts you and you argue, you weaken your discernment. But every time you obey quickly, your spiritual senses sharpen and your inner clarity intensifies. Keep reading until the end. Your destiny is too powerful to be dimmed by small shadows. Chosen one, take your body seriously. Your body is not a distraction. It is a vessel, a temple, a carrier of divine assignment. Exhaustion weakens you. Burnout blurs you. Neglect dulls you. When you are physically depleted, your spiritual strength drains faster than you realize. Do not glorify fatigue as working for God. Heaven gains nothing from a chosen one who collapses because they refuse to rest. Rest is strategy. Nourishment is stewardship. Sleep is spiritual armor. Pay attention, because the enemy uses fatigue as a weapon when you permit it. A weary warrior is easier to deceive, easier to tempt, easier to overwhelm. A full vessel overflows with clarity. A drained vessel breaks under the weight of its calling. The Spirit is calling you back into alignment, not only in your soul, but in your physical temple. Keep reading until the end, chosen one. More truth is unfolding. Do not chase platforms. You were not created to worship visibility. You were not called to bow to fame. The world glorifies attention, but heaven glorifies obedience. Fame without foundation is a trap. Influence without integrity is a fall waiting to happen. You must not desire the spotlight more than the secret place. When God chooses to elevate you, it will be because your character was refined in silence, not because your name was trending. Seek depth, not popularity. Seek purity, not applause. Seek substance, not performance. Pay attention, because some doors open early as tests, not blessings. And the strongest chosen one knows to wait until heaven, not ego, says it is time. Prayer must surround your days. Prayer is not a ritual. It is alignment. It is calibration. It is spiritual oxygen. Without prayer, your pride rises. Without prayer, your discernment dulls. Without prayer, the enemy's traps begin to look logical, acceptable, reasonable. Prayer keeps you low before God, so that no circumstance can push you low before man. Do not scroll away from this moment. You have reached the exact center of this transmission. Chosen one, thank you for listening. Thank you for absorbing these words with the depth of someone who has been tested and refined in ways few can imagine. Thank you for allowing the truth to sit inside you, echoing through the chambers of your spirit. You are here not by chance, but by alignment. Your presence in this moment is proof of your high vibration, your immense merit, and your willingness to walk the difficult path of the awakened soul. You are rare, you are radiant, you are rising. If these words resonate, if you feel the warmth of recognition in your spirit, anchor this moment. Comment 7, 7, 7. Or I am ready to signal your agreement with this elevation and invite divine momentum into your life. Now, chosen one, keep reading until the end, because the second half of this chapter carries wisdom meant only for those strong enough to hear it. Pay attention, because your heart, your mind, and your body must now come into alignment with your calling. Bitterness cannot remain. Compromise cannot remain. Exhaustion cannot remain. Pride cannot remain. These shadows have no place in the chambers where destiny is crafted. You must learn to release quickly, obey swiftly, rest deeply, and rise steadily. When bitterness tries to return, speak freedom. When compromise whispers, speak conviction. When exhaustion pulls at your bones, speak restoration. When ego demands elevation, return to silence and let God lift you instead. Chosen one. Your strength is not loud, it is precise. Not wild, it is disciplined. Not convenient, it is sacred. And as you purify your inner temple, heaven will trust you with more. More clarity, more wisdom, more influence, more responsibility, more spiritual authority. But only when your heart is unburdened, your spirit is obedient, your vessel is rested, and your foundation is anchored. Pay attention, because the world will tempt you with shortcuts. Opportunities that look bright but drain you. Relationships that look soothing but delay you. Platforms that look promising but expose you. But when you walk in alignment, your discernment will pierce through illusion. You will see with ancient eyes. You will feel with spiritual intuition. You will choose with heavenly wisdom. You will move with divine timing. This is the refinement of the chosen one. This is the purification before activation. This is the shifting of your identity from wounded to wise, from reacting to ruling, from exhaustion to empowerment. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one, because the more you shed what does not belong, the more you reveal who you truly are. A vessel of purpose, a warrior of purity, a bearer of prophecy. And heaven is preparing to use you in ways that will make every scar worth it.